About 1,700 people make up the volunteer workforce at Bonnaroo. Without their help, Lord only knows how smooth the festival would run. But with training sessions held months in advance and the promise of a free ticket, a RU volunteer is a hard-working and determined asset to the largest music festival in the United States. Two aspects of Bonnaroo's volunteer workforce stood out to me: clean vibes and the lost and found tent. Clean vibes because I can only imagine the filth that is scooped up regularly, and lost and found because I personally lost my phone twice over the course of the 4 days. Clean vibes, the blue shirt-clad warriors against waste, are, in my opinion, the most noble. These tried and true volunteers make sure the festival grounds are kept in decent shape, from the farthest campsite to the front of the main stage. Ralph, from Tampa, Florida, stood guard at his post. This was his first Bonnaroo, and he took his responsibility very seriously.
I am volunteering with Clean Vibes. It's an organization here at Bonnaroo. We're trying just to educate people about the landfill, recycling, and the composting that we do here. So, as you can see, there's the 3 trash bins: recycling, compost, landfill.
While the festival has no control as to the makeup of trash brought in by patrons, Ralph said Bonnaroo had taken special care to reduce the footprint of their own internal vendors.
A lot of people don't know that a lot of the service items here, the plates, the forks, the cups, they're all compostable. The cups, they might look plastic, they're made of corn. So they're actually 100% compostable. So my job here is just to, before people actually dump something in the trash cans, to actually, acknowledge what they're putting in and making sure it's going into the right bin.
Though a volunteer, Ralph does benefit financially from the work he does, with a form of work exchange.
We got a ticket in exchange, so we're working here. We had to pay the fee up front, and then we eventually get that back. So yeah, so essentially this is awesome. So.
Jillian, from Denver, Colorado, was the volunteer manager at the Lost and Found tent. Her enthusiasm for the festival and her position was exciting to see.
Oh, absolutely. The thing that brings me out here is the music, obviously, and the volunteer work. That's the best part. It's wonderful to have a place to go to get to know people. It's like Cheers. The information booth is definitely like Cheers, and you come and you decorate it, and it's lots of fun. And you help people, and that's a really important piece of it. That's why we're here. It's a community, even if it's just for a few days, but we're all about helping one another and having a good time.
Jillian said security and patrons bring in found items pretty regularly.
Yeah, basically that's a lot of what happens. Mainly patrons that just saw them somewhere and were like, oh, you know what, whatever, good karma, whatever, they decide that that's where they want to take them. So of course we take all that stuff in. Security does the same thing. Whoever finds something and has the good heart to bring them back.
A lost and found tent is an important part of any professional environment, even one as seemingly unprofessional as Bonnaroo. Jillian said cell phones were the most common item turned in.
There's such a turnover. If we kept them all, hundreds. Right now we probably have a box of Samsung phones, like 30 to 50. Yeah, and then we try to sort them out. So we've got Motorola's and we've got iPhones and we've got, it becomes so overwhelming that you have to create some sort of system because they're.
Wallets are also often turned in, sometimes with their contents and sometimes without.
I heard that a wallet was turned in with like about $400 in it. So people are really very kind-hearted and obviously all about helping each other have a good time. And if it comes to money in a wallet, not everybody's going to. There have been cases where a person will get their wallet back $1 and a note that says "Have fun at Bonnaroo" because they took their money, but they got their ID and everything back. But for the most part, people I think they try to leave it intact just because. That's the way I think we all want to be treated.
It takes all kinds of volunteers to keep Bonnaroo running. Jillian said people of any personality type are great for the gig.
It's just a crappy truck.
Some of them catch on pretty quickly, and some of them just kind of are more introverted, so they tend to be the back people, but those are the ones that when you say, hey, I need something from the back, they're on top of it, so that's really a good thing about those people. But it takes a team, everybody's got a different skill.
Does it take a kind of extroverted personality to be a really good Bonnaroo volunteer? I can imagine it does.
I think it makes an excellent volunteer, but because we're not all that way, then volunteers are needed for trash talking. Don't have to be quiet as like, whoa, in your face. But because there are so many needs, you can be anyway, and they'll find a fit for you. And the volunteer, information booth, it's a little different, but but still, even if you're quiet, people come up to you and they're going to approach you, and if you have the information, then you share it.
For Richmond Independent Radio News' special Bonnaroo coverage, I'm Brad Kuttner. For this and more stories, check out